Hey guys, JT here with my final thoughts on the VKAR SCTX10. This is a 10 scale 4-wheel drive short course truck from VKAR. Now this is the version 2 of this truck. So right off the bat, I'll just let you guys know I did like driving this truck. You guys know I'm not 100% into short course trucks, but I've been liking them a lot more lately. You know, I have this, I have the Red Cat, I have my Sentence, my Armor Sentence, low seas, etc., etc. List goes on and on and on. So I was thinking about at one point doing a comparisons video between these, but I want to actually do a running video with them so you guys can see these things run. I did run this against the Red Cat, and the Red Cat was a little bit faster, but the Red Cat has a better system in it. But for what you pay for this, I think you're getting a good deal. So you get a 3S LiPo. Here it is right here. It's a 25C 3500 milliamp. When I actually ran this, I got about, I would say about 17 to 20 minutes runtime with this, which is good for this. It does come with a 3300 kV motor, and I'll get into all that in just a minute. But the battery is not, sometimes when you get these kind of cars, you get kind of a light filled LiPo battery. I mean, it feels like some of those LiPos don't even have anything inside them, but this is actually a pretty good LiPo. I've run this in other cars as well, and it's performed well. I mean, it's charged well over 3,500 milliamps, and it's held its charge too. I've run this in several other cars too. So one good thing is when you buy this, you do get a LiPo and you get a LiPo charger, and they have been including American adapters to their chargers as well. So the chargers, they're about, I think, 0.8 amps or something like that. So I mean, if you charge it, it's going to take a minute for these to charge up, but most people really have their own other chargers, or you can just spend 20-30 bucks, maybe go to valuehobby.com and find some of their chargers there. So as far as the radio is concerned, no problems, no issues here. Get this to zoom in just a bit. There you go. So you guys see you have all your basic trims and stuff on there. And I didn't have any problems or anything out the radio. I did have some interference just a little bit when I was running it in a busy intersection with a lot of traffic lights, bus station and stuff. You guys might have seen that. I did have some interference just a little bit. I couldn't get it to repeat, but I did have it periodically. So not sure what's going on with that, but it wasn't anything to make me crash the car. It just kind of jitter just a little bit, but I didn't see those problems happening again. So this does use 4 AA's, and you do have to supply your own 4 AA's with this. So as far as the truck and stuff is concerned, with the body, you guys see that I've really run this thing a lot on and off road, a lot of times on road, flipping it over and scraping the top up. I do recommend, if you get this car, to go ahead and lower it, and I'll show you guys that in just a minute. But the body's held up well. I do think if you take this to a track to run it, I do recommend going ahead and probably cutting some small slits in here for air holes so the air can flow through the body, because a lot of times when I was driving this and I was putting on the brakes, I did find the car kind of spinning out, and you may have to actually do a little bit of trimming as well, because I think sometimes as well the body did touch down on the tires and did cause, when I brake for this, to kind of spin out and stuff. So I'll go ahead and get this body off. But other than that, I mean, the body's held up. I was actually surprised at how much the body held up, as much as I banged it around and stuff. So as I take this chassis, or take the body off, and you guys also see that I had this in my trunk and I had some cars on top of it and actually got folded. So I'm going to have to get a heat gun and try to remold that somewhat. But anyway, as I took this off, you guys that have been in the hobby for a while, maybe have like the Helion cars, you'll see that this chassis layout is the exact same thing as the Helion Select 4. I think it's called 10SC, SC standing for short course truck. Some of the differences would just be mostly the electronic system they use in here compared to the Helion one. So get a little bit of light going up in here. So with that, the car performed well. Regardless, it doesn't have like a Traxxas / LCG chassis. This is plastic, but I was actually impressed and surprised how well the car performed. You guys see here, it does have aluminum shock bodies and caps, and it does have, they are threaded, so these are adjustable. You see it does have aluminum shock towers front and rear, and it also comes with sway bars and some adjustability there as well. So you guys have to excuse this dust. I was out running. It does come standard with Dean's connectors on it. And I believe this is a 60 amp speed controller where you can run, there it is right there. You guys can see that right there. So this is water. It says waterproof. It's more or less water resistant. You can't submerge this thing in water and expect it to run well. But with the radio, you guys see the receiver in there. This is a 3-channel radio. So that's another plus. You don't get that with a lot of ready-to-run kits out there. They normally just include maybe a 3-channel receiver, but the radio is actually 2-channel. But there is a 3rd channel on this radio as well to utilize that. So this thing does come with these Velcro battery straps, so you can put thicker batteries in here. Now, I didn't change the gearing or anything on here. I thought that the way they have this thing geared was fine. You guys see that it is a 4-pole 3300 kV motor. So the way they have this set up, it ran fine. I only ran it 99% of the time on 3S. I may have to do some 2S videos so you guys can see that running. But I didn't have any broken parts. I did have, as some guys were running actually this car and other cars, some cars kind of ran into me, and these actually popped off maybe once or twice, but we just snapped them back on and kept running. So I haven't broken anything on this car, and I did run it, but I didn't like try to break it, like jumping it 20 feet in the air or anything like that. One thing I do recommend is there is an aluminum chassis brace that you can purchase. I think it's like 17 bucks. It actually connects to here. That's going to give some more stability to this chassis. And you guys see that this actually came a little loose there, so I have to get that screwed back in. But I do recommend you getting that because it's also going to help possibly save your servo too. You see that is a little bit exposed there, and with that chassis brace, it is going to cover that up. So I do recommend that you guys get that. As far as the tires go, I love it that they have the writing that's on the side of it. The tire compound was okay just for driving out the box and stuff like that, but I do think if you go out racing and stuff, that you want to switch this tire compound, or at least get some different tires and wheels. Because you're going to need that for the different surfaces you race on. This is good to go out and get started and get running and stuff. But like I said, for the price you pay, under 300 bucks, completely ready to run except for batteries inside the AA's inside the radio. I think you're getting a really, really good deal with that. I'm going to put some links in the description below because hopefully there's still some sales going on at the time you guys see this video if you are interested in purchasing this. It did take about 7 days for this to get to me. So you guys know when you order overseas, it does take a little bit longer, but they are getting warehouses here stocked up in the United States with some of this stuff. So my next thing for this is I may convert it. I keep talking about doing some rally cars and maybe some on-road cars. I may do that, but I actually kind of like it how it is. Some of the things that I do recommend you doing, as you guys see there, I said I adjusted the suspension. You guys go back to some of my earlier videos, you'll see that I did lower it just a little bit. It was pretty high, and it was just flipping over a lot. So I guess if I softened the shocks up just a little bit, it would actually dig and lean more, but I was running it more or less on the street. But I have seen guys running this off-road, including myself, where it did tend to flip just a little bit more than anticipated. So lowering the suspension on this does help. So I do recommend lowering the suspension at some point if you want to go ahead and change the tires and wheels out. These would be good to get you going and running and get used to it, but I do think you should change those out. I think if you go to a track and race, just get a high C 2S LiPo for it. I think you'll be good to go. Part support, you can buy parts for this at Hobbytown. You can go to Helion and go to the Select 410. I'm forgetting what the name is already. And those parts are compatible with this. So there are parts for this. I do recommend, if you do plan on getting one of these and just running them, I do recommend going ahead and going in there and, you know, buying some A-arms, maybe some gears and stuff like that. And then look at getting that chassis plate underneath it at some point as well. So I liked running this car. I will be doing some other runs with it at some point in time. Maybe I'll do some gearing up where I gear this thing up and do some speed runs, and changing the body out as well. So that is my final thoughts slash review on this VKAR. So you guys will see some more videos of this and also other videos coming as well. So as always, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching.